Hello there, this is Groovy and welcome back to another Audio Finder tutorial. Today we're going to focus on importing files into Audio Finder from your Finder. There's various ways to do this, and some are quicker than others, some are a bit more time consuming, some you've got to kind of leave running in the background. This mainly goes for when you're importing lots of data, lots of folders. The simplest way, which most of you will probably be using, is to drag your audio straight in. So you can just drag individual audio files straight into Audio Finder, and that works fine. Now, one of the problems is you can't drag folders straight in to this area of Audio Finder. But what you can do is drag folders into the device browser area up at the top. So what you can do is select the highest location in the folder, drag that into device browser, and then you can hit scan under the library drop down, and that will scan through this entire folder. So that's probably the quickest way to get folders into Audio Finder. Another problem you might face is when you want to drag multiple folders into Audio Finder. So for instance, if you use tags in your Finder and you have a bunch of folders like this, you can't then drag them into device browser. You can't drag them straight into this window. So now you're kind of stuck with how do you get these files in. Now the native way to do this in Audio Finder is to come up here to library, to go scan set setup, create a new scan set with add, and then tutorial scan set. Select it and then go edit scan set. And now, I don't think you can drag folders straight in, you can't, but you can, you go add, and then if you've got this Finder window open, you can just drag them straight in there and go one by one and add these folders in. Choose like this. Choose. So that's the quickest kind of native way I know to get all the folders in. Then you click OK. So it will come under on the left here. It will create a new option, and then you just click scan and then the word you've chosen and then set. That's the kind of native workflow, and it's pretty good. The only problem you might face is where if you had, say, if I wanted to get all of these folders in my drums here, it's quite laborious to go one by one adding them to the scan set like I was showing you before. So you have a couple of options. One option is to use Audio Cortex. You can select all of these folders and drag them into this area of Audio Cortex. Leave Audio Cortex going for half an hour, and it'll just scan through the entire lot of samples, and then you can just select the contents of Audio Cortex and drag them into Audio Finder, and that kind of bypasses, it kind of sorts all the folders for you without you having to do the manual work. So that's kind of quite a long-winded way of doing it. It's maybe the simplest, but you're just going to have to leave your laptop running for a while. The other option, which I used to use before Audio Cortex came about, was I use this program called Meta, which is a metadatabase, it's a kind of organizational program. And what you can do is, if I bring this back and I get my Finder window, you can drag from Finder into metadata, and I'm sure there'll be a bunch of other programs that work in a similar way. But because it's just looking at the metadata, it works a lot quicker than Audio Cortex. And you know, it's done 18,000 samples, pretty sharpish there. And then I can now just select all of these files and drag them into my favourites bin in Audio Finder. Just hold for the wheel. The wheel of doom. There we go, it's done it. For a moment there I thought it wasn't going to work, but it's been pretty good for me, that workflow. And you know, it's taken me a minute to do a whole bunch of files from a whole different bunch of places. So that's the quickest way I know to do it. You will have to pay for Meta. There might be a free trial. I think it's about £20. So if you've got a problem where you've got hundreds, thousands of folders, all separate ones you want to drag into Audio Finder in one go, maybe it would be worth spending £20 to do that. That's a quick one from me today. Thanks for listening. More Audio Finder content coming soon.